You're rushing to give the NFL money because of a publicity stunt?
Tim Tebow, his jersey sales are crushing it for Jacksonville. He has the top 5 items right now sold at NFLshop.com. And what they're counting on the top 5 items, if you buy a women's jersey, if you buy a kid's jersey or a size, that counts as a separate item than your standard NFL jersey that you could purchase, and different color schemes, all that. They're making a ton off of these jerseys. And it's been reported, Phil Yates, as we expected, Tim Tebow, veteran minimum, 0 roster guarantee, where he has been brought in for the $900,000 veteran minimum salary and 0 roster bump if he makes the roster.
So he's not making a dollar until week 1.
All the Kaepernick comparisons. If Colin Kaepernick would sign for that, he'd have an opportunity, but he will not do that. And that's what John Elway and the Denver Broncos said a couple years ago. So the veteran minimum salary, to me, takes that argument off the table completely.
Here's my question about the Tebow thing. This is number 85. All reports are that Gardner Minshew will be gone and that Tebow will move to 15. So there's a couple of questions here if you're buying a Tim Tebow item. First off, he might not make the team. So the idea that you want a Tim Tebow Jaguars jersey is bizarre to me. And that's on you. That's not on the Jaguars pulling a publicity stunt here. Secondly, it could be outdated by what's opening weekend, September 10th. If he's on the team, the number will be obsolete conceivably. So I think you're really making a dumb purchase. I understand your love of the guy, but he A, might not be on the team. B, if he's on the team, he's wearing a different number. So you're buying something that is quickly obsolete. I guess you don't care about that. I don't understand why you wouldn't.
Well, some are buying the 00 uniform with Tebow's name on it.
I don't get that
Are
either.
people confused and thinking that their money goes to one of his charities or something? I don't understand the rush to get Tim Tebow Jacksonville gear for a guy who we say may not make the roster unless there was some charitable element to it. I understand, and I talked about this yesterday, the Christian fans of Tim Tebow wanting to support Tim Tebow because he is the most out front Christian athlete that we've seen in the last 20 years. I'm totally okay with that. But if it's, if part of the proceeds were going to his missionary efforts all over the world, I would understand it. But you're rushing to give the NFL money because of a publicity stunt? Possibly? Because Urban Meyer really likes Tim Tebow, the person? It's not because of Tim Tebow, the player.
Urban Meyer, who ain't much of a
And I get that
Christian
if you're a
in
Florida
practice.
fan in North Florida,
Right.
and you're also a Jags fan, you like Tim Tebow and you love him being on your team. I'm kind of with you on this, Paul. I don't understand the rush to go buy Tim Tebow gear unless there's some sort of charitable element to it.
Which there's not.
If you buy a Tim Tebow jersey right now, 20% of the proceeds are going to go to Tim Tebow's multitude of charities that he supports.
There's
But
a part of it
case.
that's just maybe nostalgia is the wrong word, but the idea that you're getting the jersey while you can get it so you can wear it as like the very small piece of NFL memorabilia that you would randomly wear out.
Like a collector's item.
Like remember the rush, and this is like, to me, this is way off the spectrum of Tebow, who's actually on a roster. But there is an element to this. Remember the rush to get Ron Mexico jerseys?
Yes.
With Michael Vick, and then they banned it
Clamped
from
that
their
down
site
pretty-
where you
pretty
couldn't go
quickly.
and do it. Like, there's almost that same rush to buy the Tebow gear in the same mentality. Like, I've got to get this while it's available type thing.
Well, and maybe if it's like a collector's item type deal you're
I
talking
think
about for
keep him
Tebow.
available after he gets cut. Keep him available. I mean, if people are going
For every team.
Yeah, hell, put him on every team.
Well, I get
Denver
skeptical,
one is
but
nostalgic. The winning of that playoff game.
How many people doing this though are the autograph hound circuit that wants to get items that's Tebow related because they know if they get Tim Tebow to sign it, they can then sell that for a lot of money.
Well, one thing we
Get him to sign
know,
a
one thing we
picture
do
that
know,
doesn't cost you
it's not like
$119.
think about the size of the Jags fan base. It's not just Jaguars fans
No,
buying
I
this.
think if you're a true Jaguars fan, you're buying a Trevor Lawrence jersey right now.
Right.
That's the guy to be excited about.
This is the Florida/Jags fan, or just the
National.
Florida fan
Right.
that doesn't even like the Jags that's buying the NFL
Or
jersey of Tebow.
I think
now.
it's national.
I think it's
at
a
these
national.
numbers.
Yeah, I think maybe it's the collector. I think it's more of just the having a jersey to wear. We're not the jersey crowd,
No.
right? Like that. We're not wearing the uniforms, but there is a huge market for that.
Well, and I also think that there is an element of this that, much like wearing a mask or not wearing a mask became a statement one way or the other, I think you wear a Tim Tebow jersey proudly with Jacksonville on it. That's a lot of people making a statement.
I don't see them with the Jets, or I don't see many Denver Broncos.
I think the
uniforms.
That's what I
9-year
wonder.
layoff. I think the 9-year layoff and the debate that it has sparked,
Reinvigorates the
that I
market.
talked about yesterday, has made it something now. 9 years ago, it wasn't anything because he was a failed quarterback
But there
that
was
wanted to
Tebow
compete
mania.
and stay in there.
Yeah.
Tebow mania was there, but our country's very different 9
So,
years later
were there,
in terms of
what
all
were-
of these things.
What
right?
were Mets
Yeah,
jerseys
that's
like?
my question. I
What were
think there
Mets
was an
jerseys
initial
like?
burst, but I think how long
don't-
did he play?
I
4 or
don't
5
think-
years? It wore off.
Do you guys not agree with me that now it's a bigger national discussion and it has
yeah.
fallen on different political lines with Tim Tebow in a lot of cases, and the whole discourse of everything now is different even when it was then he was playing for the Mets AA team.
Yeah,
or whatever it
NFL
was.
versus minor league baseball.
It's a
That's
huge,
also
it's a huge
massive
difference. I'm trying to look at it from the football perspective, and I'm thinking, why in the hell would anyone want to buy a Tim Tebow jersey? Because the guy is not a very good football player anymore. And he had multiple chances to play tight end in the NFL, and he sucked. And now 9 years later, he's going to magically be a difference maker or be someone that deserves a roster spot over someone else on Jacksonville. I'm very skeptical of that being the case at this point. If you love and support Tim Tebow, I'm all for that. I like Tim Tebow, the guy. But I think a lot of this is, I love Tim Tebow. These people hate Tim Tebow and criticize him. I'm buying a Tim Tebow jersey to support what Tim Tebow stands for, regardless if it makes any football sense or not.
But this
Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe and hit the bell so you're notified every time Outkick 360 goes live. We are live weekdays, 11 a.m. Central, noon Eastern, right here across the Outkick network. And while you're at it, like this video and let us know what you think in the comments below.